The land of Israel groaned under the oppressive rule of the Philistines. Hope seemed distant, a fading dream. But in the midst of despair, a miracle was about to unfold. Manoah and his wife, burdened with barrenness, received a divine visitation. An angel appeared, a messenger from the Almighty, bearing news that would change their lives and the fate of Israel. A son would be born to them, a son of immense strength, a deliverer for his people. This child, named Sampson, was to be a Nazirite from birth. This sacred vow, a testament to his dedication to God, came with strict rules. No razor would touch his hair, wine and strong drink were forbidden. He was set apart, chosen for a divine purpose. Sampson would grow, his strength exceeding any man's, fueled by God's Spirit. He was a beacon of hope for the Israelites, a testament to God's power even in the darkest of times. Sampson, a young man now, felt his heart drawn to a Philistine woman from Timnah. His parents, devout and fearful, pleaded with him, questioned his judgment. "Is there not a woman among your own people?" they implored. But Sampson, headstrong and captivated, would not be swayed. He desired her, a desire that would set in motion a series of events both triumphant and tragic. On his way to Timnah, a fierce lion confronted Sampson. The Spirit of the Lord came upon him, and with his bare hands he tore the beast apart. Later, returning to claim his bride, he found honey within the lion's carcass. At the wedding feast, Sampson, emboldened by his strength and perhaps a touch of arrogance, posed a riddle to his Philistine guests. "Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet," he challenged. He wagered 30 linen garments, confident in his riddle's complexity. The Philistines, unable to solve the riddle, resorted to treachery. They threatened Sampson's new wife, coercing her into betraying her husband's trust. With tears streaming down her face, she revealed the answer. Enraged by their deceit, Sampson's fury burned hotter than any fire. He struck down 30 Philistines, taking their garments to fulfill the wager, but his thirst for vengeance was far from quenched. In a spectacle as bewildering as it was terrifying, Sampson captured 300 foxes. He tied burning torches to their tails, turning them loose into the Philistines' fields. The fields burst into flames, consuming the Philistines' crops, their livelihood. Sampson, driven by rage and righteous anger, had become a fearsome force, a whirlwind of destruction unleashed upon his enemies. The Philistines, reeling from Sampson's attacks, sought to quell the fiery storm he had become. They turned their attention to the source of his affections, the woman who had already betrayed him once. They burned her and her father's house, a cruel act of retribution. Sampson, his heart a maelstrom of grief and fury, retaliated with even greater ferocity. He found himself bound, handed over to the Philistines by his own people who feared his wrath more than their oppressors. But the Philistines, in their moment of triumph, underestimated the strength that flowed through Sampson. The Spirit of the Lord surged within him, snapping the ropes like mere threads. He seized the jawbone of a donkey, a crude weapon for a divinely empowered warrior, and slaughtered 1,000 Philistines. Sampson's exploits made him a legend, a symbol of hope for the Israelites. Yet for all his strength, Sampson bore a fatal flaw, his heart. He fell under the spell of Delilah, a woman of captivating beauty and treacherous intent. The Philistine rulers, desperate to end Sampson's reign of terror, offered Delilah a king's ransom if she could uncover the secret of his strength. Delilah, with honeyed words and feigned affection, chipped away at Sampson's resolve. Tired of her relentless inquiries, he finally revealed the source of his might, his uncut hair, a symbol of his vow to God. With Sampson asleep in her lap, Delilah had his hair shorn. When he awoke, he felt it, the absence of his strength, the departure of the Lord's Spirit. The Philistines were upon him, seizing their chance. They blinded him, a cruel mockery of his former might. Imprisoned, forced to grind grain like a beast of burden, Sampson seemed a shadow of his former self. But his hair, the symbol of his vow, began to grow. He was brought before a jeering crowd in the temple of Dagon, the Philistine god. They mocked him, celebrating their victory over the once mighty Sampson. But they had forgotten, in their moment of triumph, the god Sampson served. Sampson, his heart filled with remorse and a renewed sense of purpose, called out to the Lord. With all his remaining strength, he pushed against the pillars of the temple. The structure groaned, buckled, and collapsed. The temple, a symbol of Philistine might, became their tomb. Sampson, in his final act, fulfilled his destiny, delivering his people even in death. He became a testament to the enduring power of faith, a reminder that even in our failings, God's purpose can prevail.